Ladies and gentlemen, back to Super Startup. We have our first Super Startup on the show. That's Yulu. Yulu is all about getting with the ride. You must have noticed these cute little bikes across the city. They have bicycles as well as battery operated bikes. They've been in Namma Bengaluru city for the last 15 months now. Yulu is the name of the company. You can download the app, see how this works out, give it a try. Try Yulu, and we can always get in touch with Amit to give him real time feedback as well. Now, Amit, thanks for sharing your journey on how you got involved with this company, your journey with Yulu as well. IIT Kanpur, co founder of InMobi, CEO of Yulu. What's been your biggest failure and how has that changed you? Because failure can be the greatest teacher,
Yeah,
and we could learn a thing or two when you share your journey.
yeah. I think any entrepreneur, and there is no college that teaches you how to accept failure. It's a part of the journey. I remember my old days within Mobi, where you're coming from, good pedigree, background of the family. You've never seen failure. You've never heard no. And then you get into entrepreneurship. You are resourceless, and suddenly you are figuring things out. And it actually gets you to a level where you understand that you have to now get the thing with your own merit. It will not give given to you on the platter. And failure is actually one part of it. My ability to handle failures actually has been improving. So within Mobi, we did have setbacks with respect to wrong hirings, with respect to even money getting out of, basically our bank account getting out of money, wrong product decisions, and there were things which we did not right. And every time you make a mistake, you learn that, okay, this was a mistake and this is how you could have avoided that. And sometimes there are also mistakes which probably you still go back and do the same thing because the environment around that have changed. So for me particularly, I would say some of the big mistakes were around people. You bet on someone, lined up resources, strategy, and then they happen to be a failure.
Right. It didn't
And
work out as planned. Expectations
and big gap.
actually
5-10%
coming up
you
with
can
work.
manage, but they were like, you thought that the word will move like this, and word is not moving like that. It's like certainly opposite. So for me personally, those were big lessons. And you can fix many things, but I think the people part is very difficult and very crucial. And that actually made us collectively, co-founding team at InMobi, that how crucial decision of people and the culture is all about. And to a large extent, for first few years, 3-4 years, we were never talking about culture. We were never talking about how crucial it is for the growth and the longevity of the company. And after we realized that, we did a lot of things. We now InMobi is actually known for its employee practice, known for its very thriving culture. And when I was building Yulu, I carried a lot of those principles to this word. Even with Yulu, there will be like a lot of ups and downs. But we know that you're going far. These hindrances will come. Sometimes there will be rain, there will be storm, there will be potholes. So you have to manage all of it.
You spoke like the true CEO of Yulu, giving analogies about potholes, about rain. After all, this is a sustainable mode of commute, of transportation that can get you from one place to another. So many people have tried out the app. The numbers speak for itself. And we get to see so many of Yulus, so many of these bikes on the streets of Bangalore. And it has gotten to our attention. It's caught our attention. It's caught our imagination. We see people using it. And it makes us question, wow, what are these bikes? And how do you get access to them? And what's been your biggest turnaround of people downloading the app? Is it word of mouth? Is that something that's worked for you? Or is it you said that you haven't marketed it at all? You haven't really gone out and advertised Yulu. How exactly have people come to know about Yulu?
Sure. So it's a combination, and I would give actually a lot of credit to our supporters, early supporters, who are these real estate developers run tech parks in the city.
Right.
So groups like Bagmani, Prestige, RMZ, they all basically offered this space. They said, okay, you're doing good work. We'll give you space in my tech park. And the same folks sent an email to their employees that, hey, look at this Yulu service, you should use it. And then the city also came forward, the BBMP and the DULT, particularly the Department of Urban and Land Transportation, when they basically said, I'm going to help you, I'll give you more space for parking, our business started thriving. And the beautiful part is it's a tech product.
Yeah.
So once you have seen and you have used it once, you basically go and talk to your friends. Hey, do you know about Yulu? Let me show you around. And then in the afternoon over lunch, you will take pride that, okay, this is how you use Yulu. And this is how we basically grew our network.
Right.
And, one thing I want to highlight, there's a lot of confusion in the city that, Yulu is taking these spaces on footpath. I just want to communicate through your medium that it has been given to us by the city. And we make sure that these parking areas are being created with very high sensitivity where we are not intruding or obstructing any pedestrian traffic. And we also believe that for you to fix something, you have to give something in return. And these are the public spaces which are very rare, I know. But as long as we are building it in a sensible manner, I think it is okay. Because we are going to take away a lot of cars and lot of CO2, the greenhouse emission from the environment.
Yeah. First of all, where are the footpaths for you to set up anything? Show me a footpath. There is an interesting talk that's happening in the startup world about Uber and Yulu being associated with each other.
Yeah.
What's happening there?
So we are very excited about this partnership. Right now we are doing a pilot with Uber. So Uber, as you know, has global ambition. India is one of their key markets. And they believe that people should not use their own car. They should use either shared car or shared two-wheeler or public transportation. So they are very clear that the personal car ownership has to go. And that should be replaced by anything that is sustainable and can be scaled in the context of the city. So what they have done, they have started doing this micro mobility, as we call, by buying a company called Jump, which you mentioned in the past, and also they've partnered with a company called Lime, which is very similar to Yulu, where any Uber user can use Lime service using Uber app. Now they want to understand the potential of India market, that how deep, how big, what are the use cases in this market. And that's where this partnership is all about. We are actually doing a pilot for us to understand the potential, the pain points, and hence the right solution set for India market. And hopefully, based on the data, in 3 to 6 months from now, we will be able to take some crucial decision that if India has to be re-looked at from a mobility as a service perspective, how that landscape looks like. And if Uber and Yulu can work together in the next chapter, in building this whole category.
Which means very soon when I log on to Uber, I will have a Yulu option. And I can pick up a Yulu bike.
So ideally speaking, that is actually the wish and the vision for Yulu for sure. And at the same time, it's a function of how pilot goes and how globally, Uber teams thinks about it.
Right. So keeping your fingers
crossed and very optimistic. So pilot is going actually very, very well. We are getting great reviews from the users. These are the early cohorts of Uber users who have taken Yulu service, thousands of them, and we feel good about it.
Absolutely. Why not? When I log on to Uber, I see an auto, I see SUV.
Yeah.
It'll be great to have the option of Yulu as well.
True.
Who would have thought of that? God. You guys are so sharp. You guys are so quick in things like this. It's incredible. You've been part of the ecosystem for a really long time. You're a big player, right? From InMobi to Yulu. What's the startup bubble like in our city, in our country? Is the startup bubble still afloat? Has it hit saturation? We see there used to be a time when all you could hear was monies being raised by companies. What's happened with those monies? What's happening with the startup scene in India?
Yeah. So first of all, I'm biased for India. Uh, I think our journey just got started as a country. As they say, abhi to party shuru hui hai. And for me to say that with conviction, you know that while there's a sad part that India has so many problems, but if I flip the equation, every problem, every issue is an opportunity for an entrepreneur. Which means India has so much problem, which means India has so many opportunities for more startups to do work. So I think we just got started. There's so many things broken in our country, and we need hundreds of thousands of entrepreneurs who go after that and solve it. And you know the rising story of GDP. India is actually going to become third largest economy in the world, and this growth will not happen from established large corporates. It will happen through innovation, where people will figure out a better way to do the same thing, and hence the goodness of the startup ecosystem has to come into play. So while someone may still say that, oh, the valuations are high, look at this, does not bother me. Look at the Silicon Valley industry. 20 years ago, they had the same feeling. Look, even today, there are great companies being built out of US even right now. So same thing will happen with India. So we not only have an opportunity to fix our problem, but because we have such a big critical mass domestic market, we will actually produce interesting products for the world. And this is a new India over next 10 years, which I envision should happen in my lifetime.
Wow, the future is looking bright, and I really wish we get there.
Yeah.
In spite of all the problems that are in our country, it's great that you're highlighting the opportunities that are there. So that's a great way of looking at things, which makes us a land full of opportunities. And it's been amazing. Thank you for sharing your journey with us. It's amazing some of the things that you shared with us about not chasing money, but instead you are problem solving with your company. And of course, paying attention to human partnerships and making sure that you are in touch with the right partners, because that could take you a really, really long way. Coming to a few fun things on the show right now, I just need you to be as quick as possible. Be really quick on the gun. I just need your first thought that comes to your mind when I say the following. I need to hear your interpretation. Amit Gupta, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when I say dream company?
In Mobi.
Ooh, I wonder how the folks at Yulu feel about this right now.
Yet to make a dream company.
Right. Investor.
Ram Sriram, Masasan of SoftBank.
Right. Fun.
Playing with my kids, spending time with my family.
Lovely. How many kids and
I have
what are their
two
names?
sons, 15 and 9 years old.
Right.
So
And
one is too old for me to even have friendly conversation.
has reached the rebel stage.
He's
is
already
it?
reached rebel state,
Yeah.
just past high school. So another planet. But
There
the
is
younger
hope
younger
with
one
the-
is still is a
There
hope.
is hope with the second one. Con calls. What do you think of con calls?
So con calls, you mean the cost for selling your credit card or something?
No, the conference calls.
Oh, the
that
conference
happen
call.
in companies.
I think part of life, your business is set up globally now. You're no longer sitting in a shop dealing with that neighborhood.
Yeah.
So it's a part of the life.
Right. What do you feel like eating right now?
Same, my good samosa and chai.
You're a big buff for samosa and chai, is what we have heard.
That's what people tend to believe. But I am actually a foodie. I enjoy good food.
Right, right. And do you try different cuisines when you
I am
travel?
actually, yeah, I've traveled a lot. I have my passport, which is this thick. 4 different booklets, all jumbo size, all filled. I've traveled so many countries. I built in Mobi team with 25 nationalities.
Wow.
So well traveled, fond of food, and literally have appreciation for so many cuisines across the globe.
Lovely. Do you also cook? Do you indulge
That
in
is one
cooking?
thing which I want to do when I retire. I have like 2-3 things in my life book. One is to learn how to play guitar
Right.
and how to cook well.
Lovely. Is just a good idea enough to run a multi-million dollar company, or that is just half the work done, or not even?
I think
it?
idea is not, idea is available in plenty. Association with that problem actually matters the most. So I may have idea about doing plant, and all of us live in that fancy world. But once you say that this is a problem I'm truly passionate about, and then you give yourself, then it's a good beginning.
Right.
Idea is not good enough.
Right.
Your conviction for that problem and your association, which is super deep, is what that matters.
And is getting funding done victory, or is that just half the job?
It's actually
done?
game start. It's a t equal to 0. Although in today's world you don't get money at t equal to 0, you have to do something to get that money, unless you're a serial entrepreneur. So in a way, when someone gives you money, especially the venture capital, it's a good proxy for someone believing in you and your vision. So in a way, it's a good milestone. Certainly there's a journey post that, because now money has been given, you build it out.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a good enough endorsement from the market, helps you with partnership, helps you with even hiring, helps you with your own confidence that, okay, someone else is also saying that, okay, you can do this. So in a sense, it's a good thing.
Lovely. Gosh, any inputs that you'd want to give to an entrepreneur in today's world?
Yeah.
Today, everyone wants to become an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to start a business. Problem is, it's become as easy as putting up a profile on Instagram that says you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But that really is not even close to the real work that you put in.
True. So I'll still go back on the same point I made. I reiterate that. So first of all, there are plenty of problems in the country. Pick one. We need a lot of entrepreneurs. But at the same time, how deeply committed you are, that will determine the outcome. And my request to a lot of fellow young budding entrepreneurs is that entrepreneurship is actually not easy. Make sure you understand that what you are getting into. And what happens when you go with half heart, with a fantasy of doing something cool, it looks cool. It's not cool. It's a dirty, it's a deep work. You have to let go everything else. So at the same time, because if you love something, and if you're deeply passionate about it, then you will enjoy it. And if you enjoy it, something good good come out of that. And for my perspective, I meet a lot of entrepreneurs who say, okay, I want to do this. And after 15 minutes, you know that this is fanciful idea. There is no substance behind that. And I think that's a bad start. One should not pursue entrepreneurship, because not everyone is cut out for that.
Lovely. There you go. It may seem harsh, but coming from this man, believe me, he's seen it all, and he's been part of the startup ecosystem for a really long time for you to take his words seriously.